for me anyway, when it comes to men that I maneuver through and navigate, like, I'm only there for what they can do for me. I'm not dating men for like one day I'm gonna fall in love and find my Prince Charming. I'm just gonna go for the one that loves me the most is the one that I'll just be like, fine, we'll just go with you then. I'm not gonna do
serious.
Yeah, because I'm pretty much like, I would describe myself as asexual. I've not had sex with a man since like 5 years ago.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
So you don't have you don't have the desire really. Do you have the desire?
I have the desire, but I don't act on it with a man. I can just do it myself. And also the desire, I interrogate the desire. So it's like, if I'm feeling horny, I ask myself, like, what is it I desire? Like, is it attention?
Right.
Is it like, what is the feeling that I'm seeking? Because if someone is horny, like, sometimes it's not that they want to have sex with someone. It might be that they just want like companionship or attention. So for me, I just get to the nucleus of the emotion. And most times it's just like, I was bored.
Yeah,
or ovulating.
That can be true.
Fair
that
enough.
could definitely can be true.
Have you always felt that way, or do you think it's because like your eyes have been opened to like,
That's
what
such a
men
good
are like,
question.
and then like so you weren't always asexual?
I used to be a super pick me.
Super
Pick me.
Is it?
Yeah, like before 2018, I was complete opposite. I used to genuinely think that if a man found me attractive, that was like winning a trophy. Like, you know, you've been selected for partnership by a man. Like, woo, you're on the leaderboard now, woo. And then when I saw that when I saw that attention wasn't really going anywhere, and it was leading me into these weird spirals of like spending a year just ruminating, and you know the ones where it's like you have a stupid fling situationship and you're taking 6 months to get over something that lasted 2 months. I was like, this can't be my life. So then I
respect that.
Yeah, I did a rigid reset, went on kind of like a small break, slept with men again, and then I was like, this isn't what, like,
It's not fulfilling.
if this ain't coming with money or like an improved lifestyle, this is actually not even worth it, because I can do this myself.
It wasn't fulfilling.
It's just not fulfilling. I just feel like it's really not all that. Like, I'm more turned on by men who just want me to just use them. I'm not interested in...
No, sex is really good.
Do you know what she said that I thought was funny? So you were talking about like women that look to be attracted by men or whatever, and you said, listen, there is always going to be a man who wants to see your tits.
There always will be. There will never be a shortage of male attention, unfortunately.
Yeah, never.
That's a
Unfortunately.
fucking...
Seriously,
Why unfortunately?
It's really unfortunate.
No,
Listen.
when you're trying to walk home at
Bruv.
like 11 p.m. through Bruce Grove and
Nah, you're in
20 men
Tottenham.
are-
That's a whole nother
It's
conversation.
anywhere in the world though. Like,
it is literally.
that's
Anywhere.
the lived experience of women. It doesn't matter where you are. Like, now they're doing it in broad daylight now. Like,
That's
they're
like me
now
when I
killing
wear
women in
grey
broad day-
tracksuit bottoms.
I
You're just
know,
taking a
you're
look
scared
down
you're
and...
gonna get groped.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's annoying for me. I'm like, stop
sorry.
looking down. Like, my trainers aren't nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they're looking at something else, isn't it?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Feel objectified.
Brother.
Oh,
It's not nice, is it?
It's not nice, is it?
No, it's pretty right. No, I hear you. Hey, you're right though, man. You're right though,
When
man.
men are objectified, it's endearing. When women are objectified, it's life-threatening.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Because I don't agree that men should objectify women at all. I don't agree with it. But just out of curiosity, one thing that my dad always told me that we're influenced heavily by is television. And a lot of people don't know themselves. So when they take a look at content, they see aspects of somebody that they potentially like, and they begin to emulate those characteristics and then put them into play in life. And depending on the response, they'll go, I like that. That one worked. I'll stick with that. So then a lot of people are just a combination of loads of things that they've seen on television. So that has an effect on us.
Of course.
Now, if men...
Like monogamy. But yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
listen.
Anyway,
You're right.
sorry.
You're right.
Sorry.
If content, and I'm not suggesting that it should be one way because it's the other, but if content, which I've noticed, especially in female rap, has become over-sexualized to the point where I'm put off by a female rap occasionally. Like, I like, 100%. Before, there was a bigger scope. So you could have your little Kim, you could have your Fox, but you can have your Lauryn Hill, bro.
Yeah,
and there was like a much bigger scope. The Brat wasn't of it. She was a rude girl. Like, I like that type of rap from everybody. The moment it just became super over-sexualized, I'm just like, if that's the music and that's the direction the music's going in and that's the direction the content's going in, and younger people are just kind of not having the options that I had when I was younger, this fruit bowl's just got bananas. like, does that play a role in men objectifying women as well? And can women potentially, in certain spaces, I'm not saying don't express yourself and show that you're proud, of course, but just an element of class to it, just because there are individuals on planet Earth that can get turned on by this. So if we go too mad, do you know where I'm coming from? If one area in any one art form is too over-sexualized, that has the capacity to make it a very endangered environment for women.
I completely agree with what you're saying. And rap has played a huge role in perpetuating that over-sexualization. I'd also say that porn has played a role too. That the world is moving in a place where there's just a heightened level of mass consumption of sexuality, and when
Bonnie
there
Blue?
is, yeah, like
She's
even
outside.
that Bonnie Blue lady, I feel like her eyes really scare me.
Bro,
I can't explain it.
No, I don't want
She
you to
looks
I don't want you to
soulless.
finish your point
Like
though. Go
I
on.
think she's
I
being
don't-
banned now.
I didn't want you to finish your point
that's what I'm saying.
because we'll
Yeah,
divert to that.
you're right. You're right. Sorry.
What I was going to say with what you were elaborating on about how rap music influences women's sexuality and like whether women can still be classy. This is the thing, like there's always going to be women who play into being sexualized and monetize it with their own consent. That's sex work. There will be women who notice that women are being sexualized, and because they want attention and to feel loved, they play into that so they can hopefully get closer to the thing that they want. And there will always be women who are also just modest and uninterested in that. And for me, I kind of pick and choose. I like take what I need and leave what I don't. So sometimes I strategically, like if I'm in a situation where I know that me appearing a certain way will work to my advantage, I will use that to my advantage.
Yeah, most people will, to be fair.
But it's an informed use of my sexuality. It's not me sexualizing myself and then not knowing how to handle what comes next. It's me knowing that when I do this man's going to respond in this way, but my desired outcome is X, Y, Z.
Like I said, just get in the party. Sometimes just get in the party and figure out everything else from over there, because your method of getting in is not going to be the way in which you... Like, I climbed through the back window to get in the party. I'm not going to
That's
now
why
just
you
do
got
a
this
bagger.
ankle now.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm really interested about though? I don't really know how to formulate this question so much, but it's like how somebody was able to work out that our endorphins go so crazy for this one particular thing, and then was able to make such a big business out of it. Do you get what I mean?
I know what you
because
mean.
ultimately it's like we have a certain natural makeup here, but the reality is there are certain things that are going to be triggers for us, which contribute to how society moves in a certain way when people figure them out. So now, see that example that you use, like with rap or whatever, where things become overly sexualized.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that someone a long time ago worked out that our endorphins go so mad for this.
Yeah.
So now we're just gonna keep pumping that. And then go on.
Sorry to cut you off. I was going to say because arousal encourages us to spend more money. So I used to work there's a strip club called Platinum Lace in Leicester Square. So I used to dance there back in like, oh my God, a few years ago.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh, the God fam.
No, my worst nightmare was...
One baby
my worst
Imagine.
nightmare was someone that I know coming in, because it would just be so awkward. Because I'd be like, hey, I haven't seen you in ages. Do you want to see my tits? It would just be too awkward. But what I learned was the two best times to ask a man for something is when he's horny and when he's sorry. Because those are
Who
both...
worked that out though? That's what I want to know.
I mean...
Cleopatra.
What's it, what have you got
Common
here, EA?
sense.
Sorry, EA.
Yeah, like if you're a woman, it's common sense. Like,
but you say that, but it couldn't have always. It's common sense today.
now, but it
it's
wasn't
common sense
always.
today. We
It's
know this
always
today,
been- it's-
but
it's-
someone had to have worked that out somewhere down the line.
it's low-key
It-
always
Not
been
just
that way.
today, though.
Yeah.
No, okay,
It's a natural thing. Like
Yeah.
people have always been having sex, and
Look how men act for pussy versus
Yeah,
how
but
women act.
Like, it's always
you're
been like
right.
that.
But I think that the reasonings for people having sex probably over the time has changed. It may not necessarily have been just because, oh, you're attractive and I'm horny, let's just have sex. I just don't believe that it could have.
But irrespective of that, what we're talking about is the response after it, or the mindset that you're in because of it.
Yeah.
So if the mindset you're in is a particular space, irrespective of the practice,
Yeah.
then the point is still valid. They're
100%.
saying, if you know that after you have sex with this person, they're always extra nice to you, that's just
That's how-
what it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't need any
That's
extra
why
information.
sex work exists. That's why being a dominatrix exists. So what you put up on the screen, Chuckie, says hedonistic psychology suggests that human actions are primarily driven by the desire to experience pleasure and avoid pain. The men that I meet in this lifestyle, a lot of them are escapists and they want to avoid pain, but sometimes their way of avoiding pain is by asking to have a different kind of pain inflicted on them. So sometimes they want me to do you know what ball busting is?
Yeah.
Oh hell no. What's that?
Good.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, I feel like I'm taking away your innocence. Okay, so ball busting is when you kick a man in the nuts.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
You kick him.
Yeah.
Yeah, with hard shoe like this. Shoe that has, see that noise? Yeah, there's men that like, they pay
crazy.
for that. There's men who want to be put in, do you know what chastity is, Poet? Poet is, if you can't...
I don't know what that one is.
So chastity is basically a metal cage for your penis.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So why do you know that, Chuckie?
Because I'm curious. I ain't done it, but I'm
Poet is
curious.
experiencing.
Do you know what I know? I've got a
portal
brethren.
being opened in
I've
his
got a
mind
brethren
right
They're not
who's in that
available in
dominatrix
Jamaica,
world
you
as
know.
well. I've got a brethren that's in that dominatrix world as well.
Is it a woman
So
or
I
is it
remember
a man?
it's a guy, but I remember where it first started for him. Because do you know what it was? Yeah, one day he just
Pause before you carry on this story about this guy.
Go on, sorry.
Is he bent over getting smacked and?
No, he usually does a lot of all of that.
Oh, I mean,
But-
Is he a male dom?
Yeah, he's a male dom.
oh.
But where it started for him, he tried the sub thing. So he told me about. Yeah, he told me.
Go on, say it.
Yeah, basically, he told me that one day he's gone to this woman's yard now, and then he was like, yeah, he wanted to just try it out. So anyway, he's gone to her yard, whatever.
Okay.
And then she was really nice, whatever. She said, "Do you want to make a like safe word and that?" This is what I
Yes.
remember from the story.
Yes.
So then they came up with a safe word. I can't remember what he said the safe word was. Anyway, now she said, all right, cool. She wanted him to lay down or something or the other. Then she's come out of the room.
So they've created a scene.
Yes, she's come out of the room. But when she's come back in, the whole thing's changed. The
Yeah,
whole
they're in the
aesthetic.
scene now.
And her, yes, and she's in this complete different mode now. Yeah. So obviously, she's humiliating him. You would small, you this, that, and whatever else. Yeah. He said, yeah. Then
They
she's
love
standing on
that.
him.
They love being
she's
told that
standing
it's
on him.
small.
But he said he screamed out the safe word when she went to go and get something to stick it in his
So
thing
that's
hole.
called sounding.
Right.
So
Nah, let me see.
so what
Cause why
Chuckie
do
is
you chat to
describing?
people like that, fam? What's going on, fam? Like, what's going on in your life? Your day-to-day life, 24 hours a day, when you live a good life, and you say, one day, put something at my piss hole. Like, you see them brothers there? If you know me and you watch this, just gracefully delete my number and we don't have to talk no more. Because you see these
You will
elements
never
of
know who
surprise.
these men are.
Brother, if I find out, I will tell them. We don't talk no more, but it's not a big issue, bro.
But
I
this
just
is
don't
why
want to
it's a
know.
Secret, Poet.
Cause just
This is why no one says
man.
they're in this. There are people that are in your phone book who are into this
Trust
thing.
me.
They will not tell you.
No, I don't mind the crazy stuff, but that's too crazy.
It's nuts.
But it's not you that do
Do you know
it
what it was? Can I be honest with you, Poe?
Yeah.
When I actually deep it, and I think even in that moment, when he was telling me this, it wasn't a major surprise.
Really?
Based upon just some of the things that he like was saying before and alluding to, and it wasn't a big surprise to me. But what was a bit of a surprise was that I hadn't spoken to him for years, and then randomly he's called me, was chatting or whatever. And then somehow in conversation he was like, oh, because I was like, oh, what you up to and whatever, and he was telling me all the things he was up to, and he's like, oh, by the way, like I'm doing the I'm a dominatrix, innit? Okay. And I was like, what?
Wait, pause. This is what I'm trying to say. I just need to know the mind of this person. You said, by the way. So what was you talking about? Oh, God, I need to go Sainsbury's to get some milk. By the way,
You know
I'm
what?
a dominatrix.
Nah.
How did it go?
Do you know what? Do you know what? I can't remember purely because at that point when he's told me, every part of the conversation before was a
I
bit...
hear you.
Do you get
I
what I'm
hear you.
saying?
I hear you.
I'm like, what? Like, what's
there.
going on? So what are you doing?
he
And
black?
it's him and his missus. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's married.
No, they're not married.
What type of black is he? Because that was a hit. Yeah. That wasn't the...
Now, you know what it is?
I'm
I don't
African
want to...
warrior. If it was a
Yeah.
little bit
So
like
let me
skin.
tell
You know,
That's
it's
gonna
'cause
bust your
even
mind,
though I'm
though.
telling the story, I could be talking about so many different people. It's just in my head, I know what I'm talking about. So it's like I don't want to say anything.
He's not
that's
dark
gonna-
skin. That's what I've confirmed.
What's
in that
ironic
conversation.
though about this lifestyle is because there are black men that are in this lifestyle too, but what irritates me about it is that majority of the black male submissives in the UK, they like pandering to white women.
Interesting.
A lot of them, they actually request for these white women to call them.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because our black mum wasn't telling us this type
You
of
get-
stuff. When we went to university and all of that, their white mum was telling their white daughters this and
So the black
But why do
women-
you think that? Why do you think?
So why I think that is because when I've gone to kink events, what's interesting is the only kink events I go to are the ones where the women are the dominatrixes and the men are subs.
Right.
So when I've gone to these kink events, what I notice is that the black men, they enjoy being of service to the white women, but when they see the black women, it's almost like they feel that there's too much familiarity. It reminds me of one time when I had a boyfriend back in like 2017 and I had my natural hair out once, and he said to me that he didn't like it because it reminded him of his sister. And it makes me think there's a link there with these black men who would rather serve and submit to a white woman than do that for a black woman. And for me, the black woman and the other black women in this space who are fellow dominatrixes, it's almost always white men that come to us to be of service to us. But what's interesting about the racial dynamics and the power dynamics that's different is when it's a black man bowing down to a white woman, I find it a little bit side-eye and strange. When it's a white man bowing down to a black woman, that's a starting point for the reparations conversation.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm serious.
I love it.
I
love it.
I
love it.
But I wish I could get up. I wish I could get up. Nah, Slum. This is why I love you. Do you know what? As long as I know we're on the same page, we just attack it from different angles. I'm loving that.
I'm
My
not out
McDonald's.
here
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I love it.
So part of my main foundational outlook when it comes to dominating men is like when white men are coming to me, it's always going to be about reparations, and it's always going to be about, as long as we have a mutually agreed consensual parameter to work within, I'm going to punish you because I deserve to inflict this on you, and you should consider yourself lucky.
You're doing
that
God's
I've
work, man. They
I
don't
really
understand.
feel like
My
low key.
But then isn't it
Cause you're like Mother Teresa, but like they're not really
But kinky,
clocking like.
Mother
But
Teresa
kinky.
in latex.
I swear to God, if Mother Teresa was doing that is what I'm saying. Mother Teresa in latex. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Do you think though that part of that is because of the perception that they believe that black women are strong and tough?
Yes.
And so that's why they lean to that, which is problematic. No?
It's part of it, and it's also because black women are the other. So there's a level of, there's a weird level of fetishization that's unavoidable. So like, even if I wasn't engaging in a kink lifestyle with white men, whether I'm just walking down the street, like people will fetishize me anyway.
Right.
And it's not something that I can control. What I can do is, I'm going to assume you're fetishizing me, so I'm going to fetishize you back for your money, whether you're fetishizing me or not. And I'm going to make you feel as small as I possibly can. And because verbal humiliation is a strength of mine, because I'm well-spoken, oftentimes when I meet white men, that's really where I get to work with, like tearing them to pieces, reminding them that they're insufferable, that...
Can you say something that you said to one of the...
I said to a man the other day that